here at Redcon 1 with the Iron Trenches. I'm here with the man himself, Milky Tuba, Stephen Graff. Say hi to the people, Stephen.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Milky Tuba, and thank you very much for bringing me onto the show.
So today we're basically going to be talking about the leg workout that you went through recently, and you're getting ready for a show. You're 20 weeks out right now, and you're making amazing progress so far. How much weight have you lost? It's been 4 weeks, right, since you started?
4 weeks. So far, I lost about 20 pounds so far.
Okay.
From 265 down to 265, 266, all the way down to about 245 right now. 245, 246.
Right. And the cool thing about this interview with you is I've kind of been monitoring you along the way, kind of like, I could say coaching, but you kind of have a gist of what you're doing with the workouts. I'm helping you with nutrition and everything a little bit, but you have a good background in exercise and training, and you yourself do personal training too. So,
of course,
give a little background on what you do with the training aspect outside of what you're doing on yourself.
Okay, so for mainly like stuff like that, I try to keep everything around for hypertrophy training for the most part. I do a lot of online coaching as of right now as well too. That's one of my biggest things. I've been a personal trainer for now almost 3.5 years. So I've been around the industry ever since I was 14, but really actively in it, training-wise for the last 3.5 years. But otherwise, training's always been my passion. So
right.
Definitely something I've always wanted to progress with and take that knowledge into bodybuilding.
Yeah, you seem to have a love for the industry, and since day one, I knew that you knew what you were talking about when it came to not only supplements but training and whatever else goes into all of this hubbub. But specifically with this leg workout, it's funny because while you were filming, Johnny came up to me in the middle of the workout. He's like, "Dude," he's like, "Milky's legs are humongous." He's like, "What are you gonna do with them?" And at the end of your workout, I came up to you and I was like, "All right, dude, what we're going to do is, starting today, every 12 days will be your leg workout." So we kind of bumped the I don't want to say the volume, but the days in between, we kind of separated it out a little bit because, to be honest, you do have massive quads and calves, and like your legs are phenomenal. They're definitely like your strong point.
Of course.
So with this workout, kind of break down on what you were focusing on specifically.
So anytime when I go in to do a leg workout, I like to keep everything back to basics. Everybody wants to do all this Instagram crap and stuff like that. I just like to keep it very, very simple. I try to over exhaust or pre-exhaust beforehand, if anything. Especially my quads, I like to do about like 6 sets of extensions, 15, 20 reps, easy. Just kind of get a lot of blood flow in there, get the knee moving and stuff like that as well before I start doing into my heavy compound, which is squats. I always try to go up, to a heavy top set and drop set as well, just to kind of, work both muscle fiber types as well. That's something that I've always been able to do my whole entire life when it came down to legs. And taking a lot of things from Luke Sando and even Dorian is, if I'm going to hit legs, I'm going to hit them to the hardest amount I can.
Right.
But for the most part, just go in there, attack my main compound, go back doing hundreds. I like doing intensity a lot. I feel like that's where I excel the most, where I can get a lot of blood flow in there to spread the fascia and just help for repair and recovery. Obviously doing lunges, that's another big thing too, as well as also just sticking to the basic squats, leg extensions, leg presses, and just hitting calves.
Right. Yeah, and you see, like you said, you see a lot of people doing all of these, these random exercises for legs, and when it comes down to it, even for myself, I saw most of my leg growth doing just basic barbell squats, heavy barbell squats. And when I started bodybuilding, my coach hammered low volume, high intensity, and I finally got to the point where I was just like, I got to change it up.
Of course.
So, have you ever changed up your routine? And if you did you see any change in your physique or progress?
So I was first a power lifter, so the rep ranges were obviously different. I used to like to do power building at one time, and it got to a point where you reach your max potential for whatever your main lifts are. But for what I ended up doing, I changed it where, I'll do 3 feeder sets or 3 working sets and then go up, at least anywhere between 10 to even 50 pounds for my next 2 hard working sets. And that's where I saw my most growth, to get like full actual breakdown of like the tissue. Because beforehand I was just feeding the muscle for strength. Now it's like to actually articulate, feeling everything, not just for just going up and down.
Right.
But that's where I saw most of my growth.
Right. And with the powerlifting background and the power building background, as you mentioned, you obviously have hammered down the importance of form.
Of course.
And as a personal trainer, we're both personal trainers, so pushing form is important. So you see guys in here, they do squats and they're all over the place. They do leg extensions and they're just flinging the weight around or whatever. And you have these basic lifts, and if you can't pinpoint how your body needs to go through the motion with those basic exercises, you're basically just, turning your wheels at that point. And
yeah.
You seem to you're young. I don't know if anybody knows out there, but Steve, how old are you?
I'm only 22 years old.
22 years old.
Yeah.
And the intelligence level that you have is high for the industry. So for that, I applaud you.
Thank you.
So moving on from that, you're also doing a little bit of cardio. So tell the people how much cardio you're doing right now.
Right now, I am doing 40 minutes of cardio right now. 40 minutes.
So do you feel like that's affecting the size of your legs or the recovery aspect of your legs at all? Or
believe it or not, no. As of right now, obviously it's hard in the beginning. I came in a little out of shape, but once you build like your endurance and everything else, my workouts have been actually perfect. Recovery process even better than before, because you're getting a lot of that good blood flow through,
right.
Especially to the legs. Nothing's flattened out. If anything, I'm seeing more striations and feathering of the quad than anything. So it's honestly been an actual benefit right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And recovery is obviously it's very important when it comes to bodybuilding or any type of sport. Recovery is a part of anything. So what are some key points that you try to hit on in terms of recovery?
So obviously sleep's number one. That's the number one factor. If you're not getting at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep, I try to say 8 or 9 for better use to get into REM sleep for me. Don't get me wrong, I do take melatonin too to get into deeper REM sleep. But also, taking your essential amino acids, which is always important, where you're getting...
Cheap plug for Grunt.
Yeah, there you go. 9.5 grams of protein right there too, if you think about it. But honestly, just same thing. Going back to the basics: sleep, eat obviously, and just taking your essential amino acids. Foam rolling, stretching. That's all important into it, because a lot of people underutilize those things. And that's why people get, injured, or they're not sleeping enough and they're wondering why their strength is going down, or they're not able to actually get to where they want to be.
Right. And with the cheap plug, sorry, pardon my my speaking, the cheap plug for the Grunt, what are some of the other Redcon One products that you use?
All right, so the main products that I end up using, I use MRE Light. That's an animal-based protein. It's very easy on my stomach. For a lot of you people out there that don't know, every 7 years your GI tract usually changes a little bit. So I wasn't able to take in any type of whey protein at all. So that's why MRE Light, animal-based protein, very good. I do Big Noise for a pump, because over time stimulants, sometimes I get a little too overstimulated. But I also will use Total War on my big lift days, such as big body parts, doing back or legs. And then also adding in glutamine, which is good for digestion in my stomach. That's also very key. Grunt, essential amino acid, and even cluster bomb intra-workout.
Right.
So that's my RC1 stack as of right now.
Gotcha. It's a pretty good stack. And the funny thing about this interview is I knew the answer to all these questions because I'm helping you with this. I'm helping you along the process. Like I said, you know what you're talking about. But the cool thing about interviewing you like this is it's pretty much showing your intelligence. It's showing how you know the process. You know why you're doing everything. You know why you're training this way. You know why you're eating this way. You know why you're taking the supplements that you're taking. So
of course,
I could sit here and ask you all the questions, but to be honest, I already know what you're doing.
Of course.
So, tell the people where they can find you on Instagram, how they can contact you if they have any questions in terms of products.
Okay. So my Instagram is Milky Tuba. Don't judge the name, but yes, it's Milky Tuba, MILKYTUBA. And then also, if you want to ever reach out to me, That's one of the best ways to, or even calling the Redcon 1 number and just ask for Steve Graff. I'd definitely be able to hook you guys up.
And they can find you at the gym all the time.
Oh, I'm always at the gym. I live, eat, breathe, sleep the gym, especially over at the Redcon 1 gym right over on Rogers Circle.
So if you guys are ever at the Redcon 1 gym in Boca, maybe in Nashville, I'm sure he'll end up there at some point in the future as well. Try to look for Milky to ask him questions. He's, like I said, he's very intelligent. He knows what he's talking about, and he'll help you out. So, guys, thank you for watching. Milky, amazing leg workout. Thank you for coming in and talking and answering these questions. And Johnny, thanks again, brother.
Thank you, Johnny.